All right, Minifans, welcome back to the number one show on both networks. You're back with the Aussie Minifan shows. Yes, three Australians coming to you from the other side of the world to talk some good sense to you, dumb Americans. Of course, I'm Menas, joined by Jamie. Jamie, how are you?
Not too bad. Pretty good day today.
Good, good, good. And you can hear Jackson there rustling around, getting his notes ready.
Sorry.
Very good panelist. Jackson, hello.
How we going? Very good. Nice hot day.
Looking groovy, hat turned back. Is that
Yeah,
a
I'm trying
Cincinnati
to-
Reds hat?
No, this is my Houston. This is my Houston Astros. My Houston
Oh.
Astros hat.
We call
I
them
know
cheat
you-
shows.
And I'm trying to for November. I know it's in November, so I thought I'd shave a little goatee. I can't really grow it, but I thought it'd be funny. It looks like shit, but anyway.
What is it?
I like
15
it.
days of growth?
Is that? That's not bad.
Nah, I'm not till November. I
I
just
can
keep
do
it
the mow.
going.
I just can't do the rest. Anyway, we're gonna see how
I-
we go.
The rest of mine's fucking grey and patchy. Like, look at it. Look at this shit.
Yeah, right.
The show's patchy. If all we're going to talk about is you two fucking growing facial hair. I mean, it's been a bit of a crazy week. It feels like there's been a lot of issues sort of bubbling around. Maybe the most incredible thing for me all week was Tim Fax sleeping, setting his alarm, and then setting his alarm for like 9 o'clock and going to sleep in studio for like a micro nap. Unbelievable. So I have a theory that he finished at the theater with the Minifans and he did not have a place to stay, and he just decided to walk around, see Boston. I could see him being sort of dumb and stupid enough to think that's a good idea. Like, I'm going to save some money. My wife probably doesn't want me to go anyway, but I've told her this is my chance to get a job at Barstool. You got to let me go, blah, 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 blah. And I reckon he's just walked around for like, I don't know where the screening was, but I reckon he's walked there to Watertown from there and hasn't slept and just thought, okay, I'm just going to get a power nap here. Do either of you agree?
He looked good. Like, he didn't look like he'd been on the street. Like you'd imagine the disheveled hair. I think he looks fine.
I mean, he's there till tomorrow night, isn't he? Like, he doesn't fly back until Friday, so
yeah, I mean, he might have
to stay.
Found somewhere, but I just don't think he found somewhere for that night. And then, if okay, so say he did stay somewhere, then he's had some mental freak out because okay, so he gets back from the screening at midnight, right? Can't sleep, but he goes to bed and he wakes up at 6 a.m. I can't imagine after like 4 or 5 hours sleep, he's that tired. He needs like another power nap before the show starts. So then, and he said like, I used to go to bed early for my kids. That was horseshit. That was lies.
You watch Meeting of the Minds. He's on till fucking midnight.
Exactly.
He's letting people on after midnight. It's such bullshit. He's 25. I think he was out with cinema lords or some shit, just getting fucked up. Probably went down to Rhode Island with those drunks.
That's interesting.
I've been hearing rumors that he's been hanging around with some people. He's got a lot of invites. Popular guy he gets a lot of criticism for not being interesting, but he's very popular. So
he seems like a nice guy. Okay, so you don't think you don't think he was sleeping on the streets or walking around? You think he went out, got hammered, had a fuck all sleep wherever he stayed,
as you would.
I'm not judging.
If you knew like these 30 whatever guys, whatever's in the the inner circle kind of thing, would you? If you were there for 3 days, wouldn't you get fucked up? Would you fucking? You're away from your wife and kids.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Yeah, I'm not judging. Like,
yeah. No, I'm not judging him either. But that's definitely what happened. Let's not figure out a bush.
Okay, because that's a wild move to just be asleep.
Right.
Like poor Ted's just sitting there and.
Good photo, but.
Yeah, I know, but there's like that video. Footage, the 6-minute video of him just sleeping and then his alarm going off. I mean,
good move by Justin, but not to wake him up because to get that Kirk reaction. It's a good move there.
So did Kirk come in the studio and wake him up? Is that what happens?
No, I think he set his alarm for like 9:05, so he woke up just beforehand or something.
I think he snoozed it as well.
I think Kirk only saw the post. He didn't see Fax asleep.
Okay.
There was some collab for sure between Ted Sellers and Justin about, oh, let's film this and we won't wake him up. Like if Kirk comes,
no,
it'll be better.
You should do that. You absolutely should do that. If you go in there and fall asleep, you're right.
There's cameras everywhere.
Right. Yeah,
it's like when you'd have a party with with like everyone when you're in high school, and the first person that fell asleep had dicks drawn over him. Like, that's what Ted should have done. Shaved his head, drawn some dicks on his forehead.
They should have.
He does the whole show with a dick on his forehead. Like, imagine that. Kirk would have been.
That would have been the best. In fact, if they'd done it, he might not have known because
he wouldn't have known. No way.
Nah.
He woke up and just sat in the chair. Like it might have been a while before he went and took a piss. So I've lost opportunity.
Yeah. I mean, they just need more Aussies in that world, in Boston.
I thought Fax did okay. So,
honestly, more lively than he is on Mike and the Minifans. He was like on one. It was good.
Yeah. He's confident. That's the thing. He's confident. So he's got a problem jumping in.
It didn't daunt him.
And the good thing is he's confident talking about things he knows nothing about. He has no opinion about. He'll just say words. Like at one point, he tried to talk about Kirk and Jerry, and it was the most just nonsense. He said it a few times, but I have to say, and this is what I said to him privately, Kirk is a lovely guy. I'm sure Kirk actually appreciates Fax doing Mike and the Minifans when no one else will. And if you notice, Kirk was really welcoming. There was a couple of times he could have said, what the fuck are you talking about? And he just said, okay, thanks, and moved on. Like, I thought it was, Kirk's got a big heart. He may have killed Aaron Hernandez, but he's got a big heart.
Do you remember exactly what he said about Kirk and Jerry? Because I don't remember exactly.
He said something like they were talking about the Aaron Hernandez show, and he basically, to summarize the stupid thing, he said basically the way they represented their radio interactions wasn't accurate. Like that, you seem like you were two college kids in that clip. And I'm like, okay, well, thanks, Fax.
Was he a KNC fan? I thought he came
No, he wasn't.
Yeah, I was going to say,
he said he just watched some clips on. That's the thing. He just watched a few clips on YouTube and came up with this. Anyway, he tried his best. He's a nice guy.
I thought he did good. I was very impressed. Good. So.
What'd you give him? You gave him like a C- or something?
Oh well, do you want to go through my marks for all my
That was a good booking.
Third chair. Yeah. So my third chair booking so far.
That was booked before you got in the seat, though. Let's be honest.
Fax.
Yes.
No, I booked Fax.
No, that was Menace.
Fax is.
That was me.
This has been on the books for a while.
No, he's been talking about it, but I made it happen, Jackson. Like I made things happen. Like people say, Blind Mike was shitting on me for, Ted's never been in before. The fact is, Ted has a pretty full roster. I've seen his work roster because we're good friends now. He sends it to me, and you have to sort of look ahead and go, okay, Ted's got a Thursday off in 3 weeks. Keep that free. It's not that easy. Dave Cullinane and Justin just work a day ahead.
We're never going to see Mutt and Ted in studios in the future because, both of them can't be away from those at the same time,
Right. They'll shut the store down.
Although Mutt's probably going to not take this job as well, just doesn't want to work.
So I'm going to go through my third chair bookings ranking so far, so Mutt C+. All right. Did you see what Portnoy said about Mutt?
On the Unnamed show? Yeah.
Yes.
He's basically dead to him.
I got sucked into I was like, nah, there's no way he's going to get a job. And then everyone's like, no, once this is done, Dave's going to, still be in love with him. And then I really bought into that for some stupid reason. Obviously, he's not going to give him a job.
No, he moves on so quick. Mutt has completely fucked up.
Well, not only he moved on, but there was some animosity because he was like, well, now I see what fucking shit show he took over Barstool. I'm like, fuck you.
Yeah, you don't want to cross. It's lucky that he's already got another champagne bottle made for Zach Bryan or whichever Bryan it is. Because if he hadn't, maybe it's Mutt. Maybe he's going to ruin Mutt. But
sorry, go. Sorry.
No, I was just going to say it's dead. Like Mutt's not going to be working at Barstool. He's completely fucked up a golden opportunity.
I just found it interesting. I found it interesting how emphatic Kirk was about don't hire him.
Yeah,
no, obviously not.
We was trying to be like good about it, and Kirk was like, no, he's going to hate me for saying this, but don't give him a job. Yeah, don't offer Dave. Like,
I'm so glad Mutt is getting this treatment. Firstly, Kirk was right again because he said by the end of this, Dave will have moved on and that job will be gone. And he was 100% right. And you know what, Matt? You thought you were too good for the networks. You don't reply to people. I mean, there are now hundreds and hundreds of stories of Matt big-timing Minifans not replying to them. This is what you get. Yep, this is what you get, you fucking prick. You're going to work in Lowe's and have a sad little life, and that is karma, my friend.
Yeah,
he'll keep it. He's going to try and keep the door open. He'll do this job. I think I wouldn't be surprised if he does take a job like this because he was pretty admitted that he's going to do something like this, and he's going to do it.
Wife's up his ass about it.
That's true. 20, 30 hours, and he'll keep doing his Muttstack. Muttstack's going to become like a Patreon thing with his podcast once a week, or whatever the hell.
$4.99.
No one will pay for that.
To read a newsletter? No thanks.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, no comment.
Right.
I like no comment.
100 people might subscribe to the Muttstack.
But it's going to go from 5K where it is because it's free to, maybe 100 out of sympathy will subscribe. Like, Tim from Canton will, Ted Sellers will, Kirk will, Blind Mike
500 a month, though, is not crazy for once a week podcast and a newsletter. Like, that's if
500 a month.
Yeah, right. You said $5 a month for
$4.99,
yeah.
But I got to read.
As a side job. Does anyone
maybe if it was a
Muttstack? I don't want to be that guy, but
I just listen for it on the show. If they get to it, the Friday 4-pack, that's about it.
I never read it.
It's in the inbox.
I unsubscribed, that asshole.
Did you
reach out with my junk, actually?
Is that why you're so mad? Did you reach out with a job?
Me, I'm not mad. I just, Mark big times me. It's that issue of, he big time the networks and he's a cunt, but also, it's one of those things where you kind of admire someone. Like I would listen to him on the radio for years. He was fantastic with Kirk and Jerry. Even after that, I always thought, this seems like a good guy. And I was completely wrong. He's not a good guy. He's not talented. He doesn't care about his fans. Like, he's the worst of the worst, and he's getting what he deserves.
He sort of has that, like, Kirk attitude that, like, he's better than without having the ability or the talent. Yeah.
It's like me.
But then how does it make sense?
You have some talent.
Why did he not ditch the casino and Shanda then? Like, if he is better than. If he did have that Kirk instinct, he would have left that. Because
he thinks he can do it on his own.
Yeah.
He thinks he can build something on his own, and he can't. And Kirk has told him that. His brother's probably told him that. The Vikings probably told him that. But he still thinks he can do it. He can't. It's time again.
And he probably owes the casino hundreds of thousands of dollars. So he's working off some huge debts.
Plus, why else would you stick around?
Yeah. And he's probably trying to get a radio job again, a Radio Johnny job. I mean, this guy's just a loser. Like, I mean, if I'm booking him, if I'm doing bookings for the main show, I'm just like, do we have to have this guy in again?
Not at the expense of Ted Sellers. Like, you take Ted over, Mike can run the store.
That's it. What did you guys think of the Aaron Hernandez show? So viewers that are tuning in from the US, actually, I hadn't wanted to watch anything until the final episode, and then fortunately I found that they were screening it here on Disney Plus, so didn't get to miss out on this wonderful drama. And that last episode was a massive payoff. I mean, everything Kirk said would happen came true. He said they're going to set me up, and I have to say, I really respect the play by Linda Pizzuti and all those fuckwits. Like, they hate Kirk. Kirk hates them. Kirk has shit on them since 2013. And I've said for a number of years, I think one mistake Kirk made on the radio is you just cannot shit on the Red Sox if you hold their games. You're an idiot. Like, you must have known doing that was like pushing a timer button on your career. But all that aside, they just did this whole series to get back at Kirk. They did it to make themselves look good and to make Kirk look bad.
And the Patriots look bad. Remember, they hate the Patriots, so it was also that was just a bonus. They got Kirk and the Patriots for a 2-for-1.
So did it work? Did it make Kirk look bad in your opinion? I didn't watch it, but I saw the clips.
I don't think so.
I thought the actor was really good.
I think the dramatization was nowhere near as bad as it seemed in the real life. Like, when they were talking about it live, like, it seemed so much worse. The show kind of just, the funny jokes, but that was I think the reality of listening to KNC live was way more advanced than the TV show.
Well, of course.
I thought they went way harder.
Mm.
But I thought they were gonna bury him. Like he's the reason like he killed himself. Like there was none of that. There was no like
Well, but
insinuation.
it's implied. It cuts
It's
from him
implied a
saying
little bit.
It's from him saying he's gay
gay.
to the prison, and then them going up and calling
That
him the
is
F
funny.
word.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's funny.
Like you can draw a line like pretty clearly.
But it doesn't like the way they should have done it is him saying that stuff on the radio, like part of it, like the first bit. Then they go to the guys calling him the F word. Then you go back to what he says more about it, and then the next screenshot is him like hanging from the cell. That's how you imply that he's the reason he killed himself. Like, I mean, really, it's Michelle McPhee's fault. She's the one who broke the rumor. Like, it's not on Kirk.
Yeah.
Michelle McPhee is a murderer, allegedly.
I thought it was great that Jerry was in it, and he was this young guy.
Oh, young sexy Jerry.
Without a name.
And the actor that was doing Kirk was very funny. Like, it's funny for us because he was trying to do a Kirk. He had the eyes going at one point, and when they and they were shitting on a female sports broadcaster.
To start the thing.
Yeah.
Just
Like,
consistency. He needed consistency. Just say the word. It's not trademarked. Don't insinuate consistency. Say the word. I'm just looking for consistency. Like, they were so close to nailing him.
Yeah.
So did you only watch that one episode?
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't give a shit about the rest.
Yeah. I just wanted to see the Kirk part, and it was incredible. It was just fucking incredible.
It's going to be showing up in my continue watching for the next fucking 6 months now, but like, I've only
Did
watched
you
the
watch
one
the whole thing
episode.
as well?
Only the last episode. Just wanted to see Kirk. I didn't give a shit about the rest.
But I sort of I think you can have understandings and some sympathy for why people do certain things. So I think you can track back, say someone is an abused child and then they go on and they beat someone up and kill them, whatever. Like, but it felt to me that this FX show was trying to sort of wash over what Hernandez did as being, like he was the victim. Like, he's just this dumb kid who, I don't know, but it's a terrible show. But I respect the play of we're going to get back at Kirk Minahan, like, because where you needed that in the show, and you could have just played some audio, or it could have been done in so many ways, and they were just like, no, we're going to fuck this guy.
We have to hire an actor. We have to represent him. He has to appear multiple times.
Yeah.
And it's the last episode. It's not even like they did it in like the second to last or third to last, and then you have a bit more of the post him hanging himself sort of stuff. But no, it's the last episode.
And the line about the cock in the mouth with the girl when he said,
"Oh yeah,
I know what she's stuffing in her mouth or something."
I know what she's choking on.
That's it.
So is that how it ended? Did it just end with like that prison scene?
Yeah, he goes and he takes some drugs. He goes and sees his dad in a dream sequence, and then he sort of hangs himself.
Okay.
Because Kirk killed him.
Yeah, I mean, I vaguely remember listening to that actual episode. Sorry, that KNC, because they were on a remote somewhere. Weren't they in Washington for the Patriots? Was that?
Yeah, yeah, because it was the next day that they found out that he'd hung himself.
Yeah.
And then that's why Jerry was really big on we killed Hernandez. We need to sell these shirts. People need to know it's our fault. And then he's a murderer. Like, because, Kirk was trying to be a little bit more, not sympathetic, but like calm, like not really talking about it too much. But Jerry was straight out with that. He's a murderer. He killed 2 people, plus probably more. Like, I want people to know we killed Hernandez.
Yes, I remember that. And because that was 2016, wasn't it? Was when it was the Patriots won, and they were there at the White House.
The red hat in the locker room.
Yeah.
The preseason part. Yep. It was all that type of time of the life when Patriots.
I remember. Anyway, great stuff. All right. Continuing my third chair booking rankings, had Steve Robinson an A. I think he was fantastic. I mean, you know me, I don't like Steve, but
yeah.
And actually, like, I thought this is Kirk's 50th birthday. This is the type of friend I am. I thought Kirk's 50th birthday. Let's do a show. Like, let's get some people in he likes. It should be certainly shouldn't be a day where you have. I can hear some echo, but anyway, certainly shouldn't be a day where you have random people going in. Like it's his 50th birthday, and as I said to you guys, like reached out to the producers, like try and get someone big in, like try and get Whitney or Jeff Lowe or Clement to come for it, but it was all too late and all too much for the dim-witted producers to conceive. But I thought Steve Robinson then was a good alternative, and I'd like to thank Steve for doing what I asked and going in.
He did well too. It was good to hear from him, to be honest.
It's his best episode yet since he left.
It just feels weird.
I agree.
It just feels weird, Clemmer. You list like big names like Whitney and Jeff D. Lowe and Clemmer. I don't know. That just doesn't seem right to me. Like, I love Clemmer, but
big for the show. Big for the show.
Well, you named number 3 on the list. You've named the best one that's not a part of the show anymore. That's your list. So, like, you're acting like you sort of fell on Steve. You had all these other names that you wanted, but you fell with Steve. It's number 3 on your list.
Arguably number 2, but Justin's
Minifan of the KMS top 50.
Yeah,
top 50. Yeah.
I wanted him at 4 or 5, but I'm not an autocrat. That means a dictator, Jackson. Then Tim Ridgewood's C+, which is what I expect from Tim.
Yep.
Tim for me is just he's a good guy with Mike. I think he's been going through some stuff. I mean, he said he sort of stepped back from the last year. I don't know any of this, but I have a feeling he's been going through some stuff personally in the last year. But it's fine. Tim Ridgewood once every 3 months. He should be in 3 or 4 times a year. That's my kind of thoughts around him.
Didn't realize he was still doing that documentary for that whatever.
Yeah, I think that's why he was down. That's why he's down.
Because he's doing the documentary.
Well, he admitted as much how much of a struggle it is.
Yeah.
So I liked him. It wasn't the greatest, but I really liked him.
Yeah. Montante A, he's always great.
Yep.
Mama K, A-. Very good first appearance. Probably needs to sharpen up a bit.
A-.
A-. Yeah, I think she could do better, but a very, very solid start.
Good, terrible game.
Yep.
Yeah, if she'd researched it a little bit better, it would have been an excellent game. But
no, then it would have been average. Instead, she had a great, terrible game.
I don't know. That
absolute mess.
It would have been a challenging game for Kirk. Just wasn't executed. A good challenging game where Kirk doesn't just get everything right, like Jeff D. Lowe's birthday game, is a better game.
Right. But Kirk was definitely right. Like she was on Chat GBT or whatever. Like
there was not a lot of Wikipedia. It's how Clement does his biography.
Right.
Wikipedia.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the games. Like I think if you have a really good game or a great idea for a game, do it. But I don't think everyone that should go in there should try and come up with a game. I mean, what are we? It was a
Clemmer thing.
And Clemmer's game sucked for the most part.
I liked the Hall of Fame game, but the movie Hall of Fame, I thought that was really cool.
Yeah.
Or the DEC Yelp review game. That was
need more of that.
That was the best game.
Sure.
Now to my little friend, my little bug-eyed friend who's having a complete mental fucking episode, Mick. So I give him a generous B+ on the episode, a generous B+ because he was pretty awful on the episode, but he did generate a lot of content.
He got the best out of Justin.
Go on.
I'm back all in on Mick. He knows what he's doing. He's he trolled the best. He comes in like the way he argued was perfect. He got right under Justin's skin. I don't understand why Justin, the big bit guy, like everything Justin does is a bit, but he can't handle mixed bits. Like, what is that? Is he jealous of him? Like, in all seriousness, he can't handle a single Mick bit. It's very clear, like, a lot of these things are jokes, and he can't take it.
Why can't Mick fight back? Like, he comes in. Where are the jokes when he's in there? Like, why can't he go back at Justin? Like, I don't get it.
Well, and then lead to a walkout. You don't think that Justin having a meltdown on that episode was funny?
I thought the episode was fantastic, but I just think it's frustrating that Mick goes away and says all this stuff, and then when he's on the show, doesn't say anything.
That's true. If I was in Justin's seat, I would be mad. But as an outsider, I thought it was fucking hilarious. I thought he played it so perfectly. Like a great, like no wonder why Kirk loves him. I think it was just
I think he's lost. I actually think he's lost a lot of credibility.
job.
I think he's lost a lot of credibility. Like
Maybe.
you just got to fight back a bit. And he just goes in there and is like, or you kind of have to just eat shit and apologize at one point. Just say, hey, Justin, look, I might have called you a racist and a drunk. I was just fucking around. I've been away for a month. I'm sorry. You know?
I lost half my blood. Like,
yeah. Which he didn't. There's no way he lost half his blood.
I've not done the research. But I love Mick. So yeah, that's it. Justin, he didn't lose half his blood, but he would have lost a lot of blood. Like, can't you just give him that, Justin? Like, exaggeration is what we do as a people. Like, we over exaggerate things. Like, just let him have it, man. He lost a lot of blood. He did almost die. Can't you just accept that?
Lost some blood.
No, he lost a lot of blood. Surely, I'm a Mick maniac. I believe him. I believe that he's been to therapy because there's definitely signs that he's changed.
5
and
times.
things that he's talked about.
5 times?
Yeah, and then he gave up on it.
Yeah, and he took the steak tips in. Like Mick was that close. Like he just needed to say to Justin, "Hey man, I'm sorry." And even that message. Did you see that insane message he sent Justin? Hey man, I'm hoping next time we can come in and just have a good time. Blah 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 blah. He takes no responsibility for his actions. Like, I agree with you, Jackson. Like, calling obviously Justin, a racist and saying he said the N-word and all that. He's trying to fucking wind him up, but he's also trying to fuck with him. And saying the word sorry is difficult, but you both know if someone says that to you, like, okay, most of the time, let's forgive and forget.
That's true, but it's very. I think it's really funny. I just think he's long been calling him, saying his granddad has slaves, and Justin be like, "Well, he's only 80."
Yeah, but he's going after his family and stuff. I mean,
he's not really.
No, but we know Justin's soft spot is Bubba. Even with Kirk, like when Kirk makes jokes about it,
but what show is this? He's called him a pedophile for 12 months. Like, what the fuck are we doing?
No,
That's fine.
I'm not against the jokes. I'm just saying at some point you got to eat shit. If you do that stuff, even myself, I've said a lot of shit. I will drop the odd sorry if I go.
What do you mean by
far.
eat shit? Like, are you saying Mick should apologize for Justin not being involved in the bid or something? Like, what?
I think Mick should have just said, "Hey, look, I'm sorry. We got really dirty for nasty for a while.
Hey, sorry, I'm joking, and you didn't get it. Like, is that?
Well, no, sorry about us going hammer and tongs at each other. I'm sorry. Let's move on because there's no substance. Like, this is what, and I bet you guys understand this. There's nothing worse than betrayal, right? There is nothing worse. If you are loyal to someone and support them, and they stab you in the back, it is the worst feeling in the world. And that is how Justin feels. He was pretty loyal to Mick. He did a few things for content on the road. He was a Mick maniac. And then for some reason, that little bug-eyed freak gets out of that car and says, I'm going to all in on Justin. And he feels betrayed. It's Shakespearean. You're right. What show this is the modern day William Shakespeare.
Okay, that's one way to put it.
I don't know. I just think Justin needs to just realize what show he's on. Like, he already said he knows Mick. He knows Mick's joking. He knows he's lying. Yada, yada, yada. But why do you take it so seriously? Have fun with it, Justin. Like, come on. Like, Kirk even says, like, look how, like, miserable he is. Like, there is no humor in him at all when he's talking about Mick. Like, I don't know, like, fuck, dude, just relax, man. It's a show, it's a joke, it's comedy, like.
But I don't think there's anything wrong with Justin wanting to have it out. Mick's in, he hasn't been in a while. The last time he stormed out of the studio and said, "I'm never coming back if Justin's here," and then lo and behold, he's back. I think Justin has every right to go in on it. And as I've said, all Mick has to say is, "Hey, Justin, maybe I was a bit overboard. I'm sorry." Even if he doesn't fucking mean it, just say it, and then Justin's like, "Okay, done."
Well, it's too late for that now because there's no way Justin's believing it. No matter what he says, Justin's just, no.
So what do you two think is the future for Mick?
He'll be back. He has to.
Apart from that,
we need Mick. I mean,
well, he said he's not going to do. He's not going to go on his podcast and do a big, spiel like he was getting criticized for, like not saying anything on the show and then have a big turnaround. I actually believe that. I don't think he's going to do a podcast where he just starts dumping on Justin and calling him this and that. I think he has grown up a little bit, like both physically and mentally.
Which is
So-
why I
Wasn't
think
that-
he's gone to therapy. Like,
But wasn't that frustrating to you two when Kirk said, okay, well, Mick, you're not just going to go on a podcast and shit all over Justin in a couple of days, or maybe I will. And they're like, well, do it here. And then they're sort of mix, oh, maybe because you don't want me to do it, I'll do it. Like, I don't know.
I take
He's
his
a bit
word for it. I
lost.
think he's doing it. Yeah, he is. I think he's actually genuinely down and out. Like he's been down and out recently. You know,
the
Yeah,
he's,
breakup hurt him a lot more than I think he
Yeah,
wants
yeah.
to admit.
Yeah.
And I do wonder, like, you know, when you break up with someone that you've been with for a long time and she moves on, I wonder if he does know that she's maybe moved on and that's sort of affecting him as well.
yuck, ouch.
You know, that I mean, those are reactions of a hurt man.
She
You
was
talk
a
about
babe,
Justin being
yeah.
betrayed. She was,
Yeah.
she was fit.
I don't know if it's true, but I heard maybe she went on the road trip with Montante. I'm not 100% sure about that, but I think they've been seeing America together.
Hey, but if Mick can land Brie, holy shit. Like, I don't care how hot his
It's
ex
true.
was. She's an upgrade, man.
That's
Like,
not entertaining. Let's not
She can
let's
pay,
not
she
give
can
him.
pay the rent.
Yeah.
got that house up in there, right? Like, oh, I didn't know he kicked her out of that. So, but aim high, Mick. You're a good-looking bloke. You know,
Yeah. And just finishing my rankings, I had Mutt the second time D plus. He's slipping, and then on Wednesday I give Timothy Fax a B minus. I thought it was just a perfectly fine performance, and
But a
Ted
good
an A.
B-minus.
I think Ted's. I'm glad Ted's back.
I'm so glad he's back.
Mm.
I missed it. Like the campaign with him and Blind Mike back in the day, and he's just so good on the show. He's hilarious. He's funny. He gets the show. Thank you for coming back, Mr. Sellers.
I must admit, I did think when
Did you guys hear that he's
Justin-
engaged? I hope I'm not
Ted?
breaking that news here, but
Yeah. That was broke a long time ago. That was Mutt broke that one, didn't it?
yeah, but this is a much bigger show than that. Like,
True.
I did think when Ted was being carried up the stairs by Justin, and actually it was very funny, like Ted's face when he was close to the zits, you could see him like looking at them, like, "Oh fuck, that zit's as big as my head."
gonna
But I did
poke me,
think
yeah.
if Justin fell down and Ted died, would I be liable because I booked him? I was like, "Oh shit."
no, because he's been in before and he knows the situation. That's just how he has to get up the
Wow.
stairs. They don't have handicap access, which, you know, actually, if anything, Seta, the building owner, will probably be liable for not having
True.
a handicap capable
It's
accessible.
true.
So, you know, Kirk's probably doing the
And you
right
gotta
thing
be
by
careful.
moving.
You should be careful because I think it's likely. Like he's a heavy fucking boy. Those knees are going to get
Yeah.
out.
And the steps, they're not like great steps. They're
Are they
not
carpet?
Like they're those ones where there's gaps between the stairs, like they're not proper
No.
stairs.
Oh,
You know.
that's a trip hazard waiting to happen.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, you won't be liable, man. Seta will be liable. And
Mm.
I think Kirk's making the right decision to move out of that place.
Well, they're
if
not.
that's still the case.
Staying there for life, apparently.
So
no, don't.
So I sent Justin a DM. I'll read exactly what I said about the studio, because it just frustrates me how bad the studio looks, and it really wouldn't take much to fix it up. So I said to Justin, "Hey mate, love your work. See, you always start with a compliment. I was thinking that it really wouldn't cost much to make the current studio look a lot better. Why don't you take control and start fixing it up? Like, Justin doesn't do anything. He should just go in there on a Saturday, you know, get some mate in who likes painting, you know, and I wrote, you know, paint job, replace those awful, replace those awful things on the wall, those
What color
sound. Well, I don't care, grey or something, whatever they want. Fix the camera angles because they're always dog shit. And then I said, you know, you could even look for some new secondhand chairs for the guests. I think you could do a great job with it, and everyone would actually see it. Like, you know, it would be something that wouldn't be behind the scenes because you go, oh fuck, this looks much better. So I thought that was good leadership in myself to reach out to Justin and give him some advice.
And what was his reply?
He didn't reply. He mentioned it on the
Right.
show. I don't know if you heard, but yeah, what do you think?
I wonder
mean,
if
if
now,
they're gonna get-
There you go.
Oh, you go, bro.
Well, I was wondering if now you think that's possible they actually will do something now. Chicken Fry No Gang came in and just fucking shat on it.
Same
Mm.
page. I was going to say the same thing. Now that they're getting people like Brianna coming in and Ryan Whitney did the call-in show,
Right.
maybe they have to.
They're talking about
Yeah.
like it's a haunted house.
It looks bad,
Like
and
a
what I
dungeon,
don't
isn't it?
understand, it's just laziness. Like, as I said, you literally just need a lick of paint, fix those sound bats. If you want, you can replace the furniture, but I don't think you have to. Like, the chairs will be fine with a new setting, and I guarantee that place has not been cleaned since Coleman cleaned it when he got the job. So I don't know if you remember, Coleman got the job last October, wasn't it? Around
October,
Socko.
Yeah, so
And he came in and he
Soccer.
vacuumed and he cleans. No one's cleaned out this fridge. I bet you that place hasn't been cleaned once since then.
yeah, but the toilet definitely has because Justin takes a lot of pride in that. Which is weird.
Well, that's only when
Clean the rest.
co-workers sleep in that he cleans the toilet. So maybe he hasn't.
True.
But like Kirk's not going to care if they do something different with the studio. He's not going to give a shit. He's just not going to tell
Jamie-
them to do it. Like,
But that's what I'm saying. So Jamie,
Yeah,
like,
take
you know,
initiative.
he's talent. Kirk is talent. He's so smart. His brain is always working. You don't bore talent with I'm going to paint
No.
the wall. You just fucking do it.
No,
You
but I
know-
also think you're wrong. I think if he cops enough shit, like if there's enough, sound about how
Then he'll do
ugly
it.
it is and all that sort of shit, he's gonna fucking get on them. Like
Mm.
he's gonna say shit like that. Like, what do you guys do around here? You guys don't do shit.
Like they're
That's a fair
gonna,
argument.
yeah, I agree, absolutely. And they're gonna spend, like, rather than move, because they're gonna have to, restore it back to the way it was. So, rather than spending that money and restoring it back to the way it was, and then moving to a new place and having to do that up, why don't you just do this up? Like what I outlined, you could, I don't know, you could do it for $5,000. I don't know how much paint is in America compared to here, but new painting, sound bats on the wall, I reckon you could do under $1,000. And it'd probably take Justin, 2 weekends, like 2 Saturdays. It's not a big room. Like, you only have to paint the studio. You don't have to paint
the one
whole
that's
fucking-
the one that's
on
seen
cam-
on camera.
Yeah.
And the
What happened
shit
to Kirk's
behind
trailer?
them.
I don't know.
They have a falling
Why
out?
doesn't McDonald's contracting could do it? Like,
Sure.
why don't Montante get them to help out?
For a few ad reads.
Anyway, that was my pep talk for, I'm like, now that I'm part of staff, I mean, Kirk said it, I've been taken out of Minifan of the Year and put into the staff, which is the perfect segue because I'd like to talk about the Minifan of the Year rankings that were released by Shark Minahan.
Sure.
Just wanted to clear something up. I was the winner 21, 22, 23. So I'm more than happy to be out of the running for this. Jeff D'Lo was not eligible last year. It was a sympathy award for someone whose career is struggling, and I'm happy for him to think.
So
he won,
Kirk
but-
awarded that to you and not Jeff. Is that what you're saying?
No, there's just a ground. No, I awarded myself Minifan of the Year last year.
I'm doing it this year.
Yeah.
Right.
So, yeah. But there was a lot of support amongst. It was a unanimous
Was there?
support from the Minifans. Absolutely. You have to go back and check all the tapes, but
Sure.
because at
Unanimous,
that stage,
you say?
at that stage I was running the network. It was flying, and then I was doing so well. Kirk crippled me by taking it away.
Did
But-
Ziggy and Red vote unanimous?
Yep.
Some big endorsements.
I mean, yeah, that's got to be, that's unanimous there.
So I'm sort of and I'm happy not to be in the running, and like, I'd like to see other people get some, plaudits for their contribution. But do you think so? Sharks got Montante as the favorite. What do you think?
It's not a bad shout.
'Cause was
He's
he
having a-
removed? Like, did Kirk officially remove him on Wednesday? He removed a few.
No,
I
he was.
think he removed Montante.
Doesn't it feel like Montante was had a bigger year last year? Like prior to the presidential debate, it
Agree.
feels like Montante had a bigger year last year. And he,
I think it's
it should
very-
be both.
I think it's heavy recency bias. I think
Yeah.
he's rolling downhill right now, and that's why he's soared to the top.
We didn't hear him for 6 months. I mean, the first
Yeah. Right.
after the producer search, and then most of this year, he went off sulking
He
because
disappeared for a
didn't
long
get the
time,
job.
yeah.
So
But he's come back strong.
Montante's world's died.
Unfortunate.
Sure.
B-Man guy, second favorite. I'd love to see him win it.
I mean, he's at everything, and he's huge, like in the world,
Yeah.
like not in our world, but like in the actual world now. People in
Yeah,
Australia quote him all the fucking time. I'm like, I know
Yes.
that guy. Like,
Yes,
like I've known that
exactly.
guy
Happened
for
to
a
me at a
long time.
conference the other day. I was doing videos, and this guy did a
Shows
B-Man
your
guy
meme.
impression.
It's like, yeah, I know him. That's Harmon. Like, I've known about him for a long time.
I'm trying to think, like, because Jeff D'Lo won it last year, and he's maybe undeserving in a lot of minds, but he's like the celebrity name. You know, it's kind of like the NBA MVP. Like, it's kind of often just the most popular player.
Yeah,
You think maybe like be a man guy, like he's so popular. He goes on all sorts of podcasts. Maybe he doesn't talk a lot, but he's gonna. I think
he's still loyal.
He might win the votes. Yeah, it's true.
As big as he's gotten, he still goes to every live show. He's at Mohegan. I think he went to one of the shows that Mutt did. He's
not a clout chaser. Not a clout chaser.
Yeah, he's not on every show. He's a good shout.
Yeah, Cinema Lords and actually also Ted Sellers are also plus 400. So you got
Cinema Lords didn't really make the top 50 list, is he? Really? No. He's definitely up for Minifan of the Year.
And they've also gone down the wrong track. Like, I think Cinema Lords has been quiet. He needs a big run here at the end.
He needs to do
Ted
something.
Sellers, like Justin says, Ted Sellers didn't do shit for the first 6 months.
For like 3 years.
Yeah, but this is Minifan of the Year.
This year, the 2024 season.
You gotta look at this year's stats. What numbers is he putting up?
Yeah. I mean, I think a lot of good candidates maybe on the eliminated list, like Kane is Abel or someone.
Right.
But
we'll see next week, won't we? We'll see next week.
Yeah, I think Ted. Yeah, I like Ted. You're actually right though. There's no real everyone has an issue with them so far. Like there's no standout. I don't think Chris Clemmer should be eligible. I agree, but I don't think Chris Clemmer should be eligible. He works at Barstool. He's a co-worker. He's on the show. Like he calls in. He can go in all the time. So I would say I'd eliminate him if I could.
Is that not what Jeff D'Lo was like? But
yeah,
so we're saying that should not be eligible.
No, but I don't. Yeah, well, Jeff D'Lo didn't win it last year. I did. So,
right, you're forgetting that, Jamie.
Yeah, keep up, fucker. So yeah, I don't think anyone that works at Barstool should be allowed to be Minifan of the Year.
I don't hate it. I guess.
Yeah, no, I kind of agree. I'm trying to think of someone who's not on the show but listens, like a Tommy Schiavelli type. But then you kind of need to be in the world, or Jared Goff.
Yeah. Well, but he doesn't work at Barstool.
True.
Yeah, so that's kind of any other sort of big candidates jump out to you? I don't want to go through the whole list because we'll be here for ages, but that was sort of the top ones. Then you got Mikey Grab Bags. I don't know why
I like the songs.
Yeah, nominating him.
He had 2 good
Mama
songs.
Kate has a shout.
Yep. She's plus 2,000.
She's great on Twitter, as everybody
knows.
She's
actually got more of a kind of case than some of the others. Like she's great on Twitter. She's been on a lot of network shows this year. She's had some viral moments. She could have. She
had the most viral moment, I think.
The 9/11.
Right.
Well, then she'd already know if she's won or not, right?
That's right. It won't be a surprise to her. She'll be like, I knew it.
So I wonder if that's why her odds are so high, because Shark Minahan's asking her going, she's like, yeah, no, I just don't have a feeling I'm going to win. So if she says, yeah, I think I'm going to win it, then he's making her like minus 100, minus 150. I don't know how their fucking gambling odds work, man. Like, what the fuck is that shit? Like, is minus 100 like $1.01 or something? Like
$1.50, no?
Oh, $1.50. Okay.
Right.
I just stick to
minus 180, $1.80. Yeah.
Yeah, like what can't it just be like that?
Yeah. So PRC endorsed Fax. I mean, PRC is just going to endorse his friend, so that means nothing. But Ziggy Robertson endorsed Beyond Average Mick. Now he's at plus 3,000 now, but I think his odds are going to come in.
If you want to talk consistency, he has been consistent the entire 2024 season.
He ticks a lot of boxes.
He goes away, but he comes back, and he's always talked about. He's always around. People are aware of him. They talk about him when he's gone. He's a very strong candidate. Plus 300. He does PAP. Yep.
Drives a lot of content. He
did the road trip.
Yeah.
I mean, plus 3,000. You chuck 100 on that right now. I don't know what the fuck that's going to get you, but you're probably 30, a rich 000. Man. Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because Kirk said his one is in the top 10, and that's sort of you got Dave in Maryland, Don the Jeweler, no chance for either of them. John from Scranton, no chance. I mean,
I don't know. I think Kirk
actually
likes
think-
John more than he leads on.
Yeah, but I don't.
Oh,
Think,
well, how? He would have given him the job.
No,
Yeah,
because he's not giving him the job because he knows it's not a high-paying job. He doesn't want him to uproot his life for a job that's not.
John's wife is
a lot of money.
loaded. Let's not beat around the bush.
Yeah, I know, but like she might have to work in Philly or Scranton, wherever he's from. Yeah, Scranton. John from Scranton. Yeah, I think he appreciates what John's done for the world over the last couple of years. Well, history of the show more than he leads on. That's why I think John from Scranton's a sneaky chance it could be him. Because who else is Clemmer? Is he picking his mate? Nah.
he almost eliminated.
There's no
John.
chance of John. I like John. There's no chance. The network, there's barely any shows now.
Yeah, I think Ben Herbstreit's got more of a chance.
Oh, that's coming up later.
Anyway, that's the Minifan top. Not the top 50.
Minifan of the year.
Any points you guys want to bring up? I've been, as usual, hosting the show, and what you guys got?
The Ben Herbstreit slander as a massive college football fan. That was
Really
tough.
Your team Kirk and team Kirk Herbstreit in this.
Team Kirk Herbstreit, man. Do you not love your dog?
I love my dog.
Don't get me wrong.
That, I would cry, but didn't you hear that clip where he did the pre-show thing where he did the tribute?
America's best friend.
What the fuck was that?
Do you know Ben Herbstreit? He's on College Game Day.
Of
He's all the stuff around every ground he goes to. People come up to him. The mascots love him. Everyone loves Ben Herbstreit. They might not like Kirk.
Don't be a fucking clout guy. What a clout guy.
I'm a big dog guy, Like when a dog dies, it's sad. The way that Kirk's just like, when the Clydester passes away, I'll be sad for Kate. It's like, motherfucker, you are gonna cry. You know you were gonna cry. You love that dog.
No, he won't. I don't think he will. But
I think he will.
Okay, so you follow it. You follow, Kirk Herbstreit on Twitter. He had fucking 10 tweets for like 2 weeks before that, talking about how his dog's just getting sick and blah blah blah. Like he just wants the likes. He was getting 300,000 likes on that shit.
Yeah, but he went. He went everywhere. Did you see the mascots post?
So
what?
My dog was fucking everywhere. Who cares?
There was a thread of like all the live mascots, and it was like, obviously it's not the real mascot talking. I know that. I'm not stupid, but like it was just, I don't know, man. A dog like that everyone knows and everyone loves, and it's a Labrador too, like one of the best breeds of dog. Like I don't know. I just that was Blind Mike as well. What the fuck, man? Like, has he ever seen a dog? Like, it's I kind of get it from him because I don't know if he's allowed to legally own a pet. But for Kirk, he has the Clydester, man. Like, that just makes me think that when Clyde does, unfortunately pass away, he's just going to replace him with a new dog like it's nothing.
No, he'd probably be like, we're not getting to fuck another dog.
Yeah, that's actually probably the way he'll go.
Hasn't he got like
Kate's
a
college
little dog? No, he probably fucking.
Yeah, I think he's a small one. Yeah.
I mean, I'm a huge dog guy. So my dog died in 2017, and I got her paw print tattooed on my arm.
Thank you,
but I think
next to the nipple ring.
No, it's on my arm. A nipple in her arm is, you idiot.
All right.
The thing is, I think when your dog dies, it's a very personal thing, and I don't think you need to bring in like if you put out that stuff, you are kind of just farming for sympathy. But as usual, Kirk's a cynical, miserable fuck.
Yes.
Look, if Ben Herbstreit was, a celebrity and would go to all the games and was posted a lot, I don't mind a bit of, a grieving and a celebration of the dog's life. But I think that video, you cannot defend that, Jamie.
The video was a bit much. The video was a little bit much. I do get the America's best friend. You call him Ben because everyone knew who he was. I get it, but it was a little long.
If you watched that live, you would have cried. You would have cried watching that.
I did not watch College Game Day live. I saw that clip on Twitter, and then I saw after it was the mascots post where they were all like, it was a pleasure to meet. It got to me, man. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't cry. Might have been some tears.
Oh my god!
Not like cry tears, but like my eyes might have watered. But it was. I knew Ben Herbstreit, man. I might do a tweet like now about in memoriam of Valet Ben Herbstreit.
So I've got a question for both of you. Moving on from Ben Herbstreit, and it's sort of an A and maybe an A, B, or C option, right? So when Barstool reached out to the producers and said they could get an executive producer from the Aaron Hernandez documentary, A, they replied and said, yes, that'd be good. B, they replied and said, yes, that'd be good, and then followed up and said, what's happening? Well, I thought we were going to get the executive producer. Or C,
Not B.
never replied and forgot about Kirk saying that'd be good.
A.
You think they replied?
Yep.
Yeah, it's
They definitely didn't follow up, but definitely A.
Okay.
Although, what's the
I think
evidence
C is
of
a big
reply
option.
emails? Yeah.
C-
He's a
big-
good option, but I'm sure they
Cullen
mentioned that
doesn't give a
they
fuck.
said, yes, that would be good.
Because you could hear it, like you could hear, and someone tweeted me as well, like you could
Panic.
almost hear them going oops in their brain as Kirk
Right.
asked them about it.
I also thought that Dave Cullinane had no fucking idea. Like his response and reaction was
Probably
like,
didn't.
what are you talking about? And then Justin came in and goes, oh, yeah, no, we responded, said that would be good. And I think Dave had no idea or
Yeah,
no
I don't
recollection
think-
of it.
I'm still doubtful they even responded because the thing is, and I'm not going to
Easy to
give them
prove.
excuses, but those two aren't organized. Like, you need to have a notebook and write this shit down because you're not going to remember at the end of a show what
No.
Kirk's asked you. And no way Justin is writing down shit. And no way Cullinane is because I don't know if he can write.
There's all the
So-
pus dripping onto the paper. So even if
Yes.
you're just trying to write, you're not going to see it. You need to type it on the laptop.
How long,
must
how
admit-
long do you think? How long do you think until Kirk is going to start, slamming the foot down and start saying, like, what the fuck do you guys do? It has to happen. You can't like this is a great example of like, whether or not they replied or not, they put in zero effort. Let's be honest.
I
When's
mean,
he
look
gonna
at what
start
Men has
holding
done
them
booking.
accountable?
Look at Menez has been booking agent for a week, and we know what's going on next week for the entire week of the show. How can they not fucking do that? Like they have so much more resources than Menez, and he's already put them to shame in the 1 week he's been booking, like working for the show.
Mm.
And he's booked actual good people that most of the world, or maybe not most of the world knows, but people that will be good on the show. Kane, we'll see how that goes. I think he's going to be great. But Fax was awesome. I was a little bit hesitant. I didn't know how good that was going to go. That was excellent. Mama Kay was good. Steve Robinson was a great booking. We knew he was going to be good, but it was a great booking. How can they not fucking do this? Like, it's just pure. Their time management is non-existent at all.
Do you really not like Dave's like Friday morning? Like, yeah, on Monday we're gonna have some guy that reached out to me 6 months ago, and I replied, I don't know what his name is.
That's it's cute, but it's great to know for the whole. It's just good to know for the whole next week. We know exactly what the shows are going to be like. Like if it's someone that I think is boring, I might not listen. I will listen.
Jeez,
But
The thing is, like once
but he hasn't failed yet. Man, it's been great.
Mind, I don't mind Dave doing that, but I think that should be like your once a month thing. Like blind Mike's in there. I'm going to throw a rando in, and maybe we hit goal. But once a month, not like twice a week, like Cullinane was doing. And well, I mean, what are you both of your complaints? What are both of your complaints with the producers at the moment? Obviously, I'm not going to go on it, but I'm disappointed with the way they treat the networks. They have stopped paying any attention to the networks. I mean, there was lots of great sound from last Friday's Mike and the Minifans. They never thought to play any of it on the show this week.
Right.
I mean, they are just fucking dead shits when it comes to...
it's going back to the last Cullinane era where the network's just dead now.
Yeah, he just doesn't give a fuck about the show.
Yeah.
And John knows.
No one's got inspiration to do anything. The drips is barely on anymore. I don't know why that is. Cinema
John
hasn't
doesn't.
shown a couple of weeks.
John doesn't care either.
John cares. John produces enough shit.
He shouldn't. He shouldn't. He does enough. But I'm just saying, he's not organised with Mike and the Minifans or anything. Like he just.
Right.
He just wants it to be like Meeting the Minds. Just turn it on and see who turns up on a Friday. That's John's idea of work. Hit live and hopefully, some dead shit like Jay or Vodka will show up.
Do you reckon they will?
It's been good in the
I
past.
miss those guys.
Right. Shout out the unrelated show. We're recording right after this, by the way. So I don't know
big
what
Friday
excellent.
night for you, eh?
But, yeah.
Should we not say when we recorded this show?
Speaking of great network shows. When's this
That was
dropping?
good. To be honest, I like vodka. I like vodka. I'm a vodka guy.
Sure,
but
right.
I think you two don't need guests. And I think if you bring on guests, just bring them on for 15, 20 minutes and then punt them out. Because, Tim you two have a nice chemistry. Tim's a funny guy. Because like if I came on, I'd just take over. If, you're better off just having people on for short periods.
Make sure you give him shit about Arsenal. They are fucking falling off a cliff right now. It's great.
Yeah, let me
Anyway,
write
back
this down.
to so guys. I just want to bash the producers.
I would say
Like,
when he brought Cullinane back, this is exactly what we expected.
Yeah.
Cullinane doesn't give a shit about the Minifan show, the Minahan show, or the
Or
Miniverse, or any
anything.
of that. stuff.
Or anything.
No, maybe the case because he thinks,
Kid
we solved one murder.
fucking
Like,
stinks.
Dave, you got fucking lucky. Kirk solved that fucking murder. You just were there along for the ride. At least when Steve was with Kirk, they were doing work together.
Jumping
Dave's just
fences.
hitting play and cutting the audio and adding the intros and shit in. Like, that's it. Like, it's all Kirk's magic, the case. Dave doesn't give a shit about the show. He's just there for an easy paycheck. Obviously, he's doing something else on a Friday. That's why he's not there on a Friday. Justin at least cares, but you need someone else like Justin with a little bit more technical ability to be in there that cares about the show.
Yeah. And the Amazing Race is not happening. I mean, you can just...
It's absolutely
not.
I mean...
I knew it was never going to... It would have been awesome, but, it's just not
For some
happen.
reason... I don't know if because they wanted me to do it, I was like in some trance, but I actually thought no, I wouldn't say that far, but I thought we'd get further down the road before I realized it wasn't going to happen. But literally they've done nothing since then.
Minifans across America, that's coming up soon, right?
Yeah, I would say Justin is the least to blame in all this because Cullinane is just hopeless and Kirk put Cullinane there for the third time. So I blame, Justin's pretty consistently who he is. And, with great leadership, I think he's got huge potential. He just needs, to be, pushed in the right direction. That's why I sent him that fucking message about the studio, because no one else is going to do that to him, because really he could make a huge difference on just 2 Saturdays. And Kirk would fucking love it. Kirk would be like, hey, that's good initiative. Like, that
he
word,
would shit
initiative.
On it, but that'd be a compliment.
Yes. I was about to say that too. Yeah, he'd shit on it, but it would be a great move because Kirk would appreciate it behind the scenes.
Yeah. And
Dave's got no initiative at all. Like,
you could literally do it on a weekend. Like, you could not tell anyone you were doing it, and just on a Monday, wow, it's...
So, anyway. You know what? Kirk might not... if it's not that much of a difference, Kirk might not even notice, but the rest of the world will.
True. You've got a lot of hate here, right? There's you got a lot of notes coming out right now. Can we do like a blame pie? Like, who's at fault for the producing situation?
You asking me or
yes? Yes.
Okay, so I'm saying, well, I reckon 55% to Kirk.
Oh,
because you make them, you hire the same guy 3 times. What's that? What's that thing if you do the same thing over and over to expect a different result? That's so. Kirk knew what he was getting. So 55% Kirk, 25% Cullinane. So what's that? That takes us to and then 20% Justin. No,
I reckon 30. The Kirk's a high number, but he brought him back.
No, it's not. No, that has to be the.
It has to be, yeah, because it's a third time. If it was the second time he's done it, Kirk's blame's probably around 40%. But the fact that it's a third time, it's got to be.
But he made the hire. Like, he knows what he's getting into. Like,
so he's responsible. Yeah,
I think he forgot. I think he totally forgot how bad Dave Cullinane was. It was
I think he was under the pump. I think he was under pressure. I think he thought his options were limited, and
he didn't want to do the same bit of race.
Cullinane hadn't been doing shit for fucking 12 months.
He's probably begging him in the DMs. Kirk, please bring me back. If one of these guys leaves, please bring me back. I need a job. My wife's going to leave me.
I also think, Jackson, that Kirk was worried that if it went on too long, Justin producing the show by himself, he might have a breakdown, and then he goes from 2 producers to no producers.
Man, as you book Mick in 2 times next week, and we're going to see a breakdown from Justin.
Yeah, can you book Mick again? Can you get that going?
Yeah, like you do that, and he's going to have a breakdown. That's great content. So, bad for Justin, but
yeah. And what's your blame pie, Jackson? Oh, sorry, can I just go back to Justin? Like, I do think there are things why I give him 20%. Like, Justin could be scouring the network and getting audio. Like, he's the lead producer, so he could be doing a bit more.
I just don't think he thinks like he's the lead producer. I think he's stuck in that Dave Cullinane was here before. Like, I have to, like, I'm not as important as Dave. Like, I think he's stuck in that mindset.
I think he should sit in the A chair now, just because I think, like, mentally it'll just, so, like, for everybody's psychology, you'll
even see the drops like this.
Yeah, even put him back where Quidditch guy was.
I
don't hate that.
Your blame pie, Jackson. And do you guys? So
You go.
before you do it, do you guys have to finish soon? Do you have any hard outs?
No.
All right, good. Because we've got all the listener questions we've got to get to. I just
Oh,
don't.
and I've got one more point I'd like to get to as well.
Yeah, we can no
I
rush,
would go.
buddy.
I
You can go
would
long.
go. I agree with you. 55%.
Stay Friday night.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes. What time is it now? 6:15.
So,
55
no, it'll
on,
be aired. This will be going on while Mike and the Minifans are starting because
right.
we're giving people actual fucking option that's
Right,
decent
exactly.
to watch. Right now,
Shout out
Fax
Fax.
is sitting there. Who's he going to be sitting with now? Anyway, keep going.
Whose shoulder is he sleeping on?
Yeah.
I would go 55% Kirk. I agree with that. But I'm going. What's the math? I'm going 40% Cullinane. I don't give it to Justin. Justin is. We've said it multiple times. Justin's Justin.
Okay,
He is
I
trying.
like it.
Sure, he's eating and vomiting and doing fat shit.
But that's him. He's never been any different.
Like you have to at some point you hire a guy. He has to fucking do the job. Like he's been providing nothing.
Yeah.
Like he turns the sound on. He sits there. He giggles a couple of times and offers fuck all otherwise. And his mind's elsewhere clearly. So, but that's as high as I can go because I do think that Kirk's going to take the brunt of it all.
Surprisingly, the show has been pretty good the last couple of weeks. So it's interesting that they're not even reaching their potential, and it's still very good. But
it's still a big issue.
Yeah, but I think the third chair bookings has really helped. I've kind of been propping them up.
I think you need to try and book Mike's brother.
What's your
Oh yeah.
What's your
And Justin's brother.
What's your point,
Connor?
Jackson?
Yes.
What's your next point, Jackson? You said you had a point.
I was just, you're not a football guy, but what's your thoughts on the Gruden hire? Do you think that Kirk, mentioned he might reach out to him, get him on the trivia team?
I am sure Kirk has shit on John Gruden in the past, big time. I'm sure of it. You don't know who John Gruden is?
No, I'm going to Google it while you're talking.
During when Gruden got fired, Kirk was like he often is. He was against the media and saying like, "Who gives a everybody?" He's a fucking 6-year-old guy. Like those kind of emails he was sending where he was saying the gay F slur. Like
he's an old man, yeah. But
like he was, I think he was more. I'm sure you could find something. That's a Freddie Lynn kind of job.
I'm just so sure that he used to shit on John Gruden. Like I'm sure of it. But hey, I'd love to see him on.
He shits on everybody, Jamie. I mean,
no, but like
exactly
on a level like you would maybe not Julie DeCaro, but like Ben Albright was a big one.
And also,
like a chaps, like
you think Gruden's going back to old episodes? You're going, oh, this guy.
Not a chance. But all it takes is someone to bring it up at Barstool that doesn't like Kirk. And let's face it, there seems to be a lot more enemies at Barstool now than there was like 3 months ago. I can't wait for Surviving just to see what the fuck happened. But
do you think he does like the activities? Like, does Gruden do a Surviving or a mini golf tournament? Yeah.
Oh
exactly.
Yeah. Mini golf for sure. Probably golfs a lot. So we'll probably do like a sandbagger with the Chicklets boys and something.
Okay, enough Gruden talk. No one cares about that. I just want to just whiz through some points before we get to the listener questions. Mick's pathetic attempt at accusing Kirk of stealing a joke. I'm sorry, but come on. That was awful. It
wasn't even a funny joke. Like it was like a kind of joke.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that was a giggle.
True laugh joke. Yeah. Yeah.
All right, should we go through the oh yes, and Dopey Dave Cullinane's new catchphrase. Oh, it's all political. Do you remember that's his new go-to instead of saying
yes.
I don't have anything else or whatever he used to say. He now says
nothing.
Oh, it's all political.
It's all political, yeah.
Yeah. And I doubt every word, every talking point in the world has been taken and is all political. Like he's
just not working hard enough. He's just scrolling through Twitter when he first sits down in that seat, the first 5 thing he sees. And it's probably a lot of political stuff because what we're going through right now.
And credit to Cullinane. He doesn't follow any of these shows. I don't think I bet he's got everyone on mute. He wouldn't even know any of this feedback.
I think he's more sensitive than you think.
That's true. I mean, I guess like 2
anyway, I really like Dave. He's a great guy. That's all I want to say. Great guy. I just hope he gets fired.
Sucked ass. yeah, right.
Menace doesn't do producers. Steve Robinson, Dave Cullinane, Coleman, Dave Cullinane.
Big Coleman guy.
And then there was we had some Twitter interaction with Nurse Kim for the first time. She I don't think she listened to the show, but someone was saying she should be on Mike and the Minifans.
Yeah,
And
Dr.
then
Jeweler.
someone was blaming me for not reaching out to Ted Sellers. Ted Sarandis, that fucker, we'll get to his question, was like, why didn't you reach out to Ted? What would I reach out to him for? I don't have produce Mike and the Minifans. If Kane wants to get him on, Kane can reach out. I think I've done a show with Ted before. I mean, Jesus Christ.
What's your opinion on Ted saying, "Oh, no one's reached out," and then John posted the DMs where he's reached out multiple times?
Yeah, no, exactly.
Do you think Ted thinks he's too good for it? Is he a snob?
No, because he always replies to me when I reach out to him. I think you can miss DMs, can't you? You know, imagine Ted's got DMs flying in. Well, imagine Ted's got DMs flying in. You know, he's busy at Lowe's. You know, sometimes you look at a message and then you forget about it, and
Multiple.
He's also doing a lot of comedy. He does a lot of comedy shows and stuff. Yeah. So, like, he's a busy man, Ted Sellers. You know who's not a busy man that could really take some notes from Ted Sellers? Mutt. Now he's going to be his boss, so mentor. Fuck, I hope.
All right, should we get to these listener questions?
Go.
Yeah.
Okay, this is from you, Minifan, and Jamie, I'm going to direct them to you because you're the only one who's actually met me in real life of current company. Right?
Many times.
So, Kirk Minahani, what's it like being in the same room as members? Now, he means Menners.
It's when you first meet Menners, it is surprising that he is quite short. Like,
does it make the room feel really big?
No, because most of the time when I've met Menners, we've been in small rooms. So, but yeah, no, Menners is good to hang around with.
Not weird at all.
Yeah, true. Well, you trapped me in there. So,
okay, is Menners as short in person as he appears online?
I mean, I just answered that. Probably shorter, to be honest, because I don't always think that Menners looks that short online. But when you,
how tall are you again? You're like 6'3".
I'm 6 flat, 6.5.
Oh, okay, right, okay.
Yeah, and I'm not far behind.
Yeah, not that far behind.
It worked well in COVID because I could see it separately, and if the way I framed it because of the height difference.
I was always further back.
It looked normal. Okay. What does Menners smell like? I imagine not good.
What? Who the fuck is this? The same guy?
Yeah, this is kind of creepy, man.
Yeah, come on, answer the questions.
No, he smells fine. He smells like any person his age.
Let's be honest, Jamie just got a
missed a great opportunity.
He didn't smell great. Does Menners hate everything in life or just the people he booked as third chair? So this guy was upset that I released my gradings of third chair bookings. Anyway, I think that's more a rhetorical question. This one's for you, Jackson, from Sneakers. Is Jackson still wanking it to the Costco guy's underage daughter?
Sure. You don't like the Costco guys?
I hate them.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
It was a show topic. I didn't like when Kirk started dumping on them.
They are so child exploitive, but that poor fucking little kid, Big Justice.
That's the fucking joke that Sneakers doesn't understand. But anyway.
And the fucking gremlin looking thing. What's his name? The Rizzler.
You know, like
Holy
chicken
shit.
bakes and what's your opinion on Costco?
I love Costco. I love Costco.
I used to go to Costco sometimes just for the food.
Yeah, just a hot dog and a slice of pizza and a $1 Coke. Like, it was the best. That's a great first date destination when you're poor. Didn't used to be a train driver, so
Shout out, Sneakers. Great question.
All right. Now this is to me from Ted Sarandis. To what extent do you take responsibility for Kane's abhorrent behavior at the theater the other night? After all, he's your protege.
It's a fantastic question.
I don't think I obviously take any responsibility for it because he's just on my network. I'm not exactly his real life mentor, but I would say to Kane, maybe it's a time to look at the way you relate to alcohol, and if you have a night where you maybe drink a bit too much and make a fool of yourself, maybe it's time to take a break.
Could also be addressed to Mutt, Montante.
Yeah, a lot of the world.
Yeah,
so
the entire fucking world.
Sorry, so I think Kane's going in on Monday, so he can answer to it. We've had some private DMs,
but to be honest,
spiraling, is he? Is he struggling?
Do you think what?
Has he been spiraling a little bit? Like, is he a bit down and out?
I think I'll let him go into it on the main show, but
sure,
obviously had a rough night.
I would also say that probably a great thing to do. Put yourself in the forefront of everyone's mind that week before you go on the show.
Yeah. By
Create
annoying
some
the shit out
content
of them.
before your content.
By being drunk and being annoying.
Yeah. It's not the first Minifan to do that shit. So
No, and yeah.
won't be the last.
Yeah.
I can't wait to get over there for a live show.
But I guess broadly speaking, Ted, to a further point, you know, I would expect members of the Menace Minifan network to conduct themselves a little bit better. If I'm being
What's in the
honest.
contract? Like, is there a code?
Well,
of
it's
conduct?
not, but I think I am
Did
going
we
to
sign
put it in.
anything?
I think I am going to put a
No,
code of
we're
conduct out there.
freelancing.
Yeah.
We're freelancers here.
Yeah, I mean, you broke it
Taylor
that night
Lewan.
when you were fucking playing with your nipple, Jackson. I think you can talk.
You enjoyed that.
All right. You can think about your relationship with alcohol. All right. Ted Hernandez. With Minifan content currently at an all-time low, which former network star would you most like to return? And who would you least like to return? And he's given these 5 options, and you can both give me both your answers. Red, BA, Beanbag Ron, VD, and McFuss Daddy.
Easy.
All right. So you go, Jamie.
I want VD back.
He's dead to this. He doesn't give a fuck.
I know, but he was so good because he didn't give a fuck. He didn't give a fuck what he said. He just was real as they get. I miss VD.
Yeah, Gathering the Goats was a good show. I'll toot your horn a little bit. How good was the KMS rundown though? Ziggy, Red. I mean, come on.
So which one? So the options here. Red's here. So you want Red back?
Yeah, but then Red's also insufferable with Cullinane. Like I hated Red during the Cullinane era. So I don't know. I'm torn. Give me the options again.
Red, BA, Ron, VD, McFuss Daddy. I mean, Fuss is
Yeah,
great.
Fuss is fantastic. Yeah, Fuss is fantastic. And he's slowly creeping back. I saw Montante posted a picture today the same he was with Mick Fuss Daddy. I don't know if that was a joke.
Wouldn't surprise me. Is that far?
They were down in Georgia today. How far does he fucking drive every day?
I don't know who I'd say to not come back. Like, I missed the original rundown. McFuss was pretty good. Beanbag Wrong.
How great's the rundown with Red?
Yeah, Red, Ziggy, and then Sheldon from North Dakota occasionally. I remember when VD was on that show.
Right. Yeah. I would probably at least like Red to come back.
Of course.
Sure.
And most like VD to come back.
Yes.
But McFuss Daddy, I'll put second. Ron, actually, sorry, I'm going VD most to come back. McFuss Daddy second. Ron third. Red fourth. BA fifth. BA's dead to me.
He's going off the rails anyway.
Yeah, fuck him. And then also Ted's asked.
Yeah, Jamie?
I just don't know who I'd say no. Like Beanbag Ron didn't do heaps for me, but I like him as a character in the world.
But we're not missing anything when he doesn't do a show.
Not really, no. Like I am definitely missing VD, but
yeah,
you know, didn't even know BA was gone. So sorry, BA.
Have you reached out to VD, Menace?
Yeah. We talk all the time.
Does he listen? Does it what's the go?
Last I heard, he was like 3 weeks behind on the show.
Jesus.
You can't really be 3 weeks behind. It's like a current events thing.
Yeah, I need to listen every day.
And
tell him I'm back, just in case he doesn't know.
All right. Ted's also asked, with Thanksgiving arriving in the States, who would you nominate as the Minifan Turkey of the Year? So I had an idea.
That's a question.
For the last show before Thanksgiving to get 2 turkeys in, and I thought Steve from Gloucester and Kevin from Bristol. Steve from Gloucester is my Turkey of the Year.
Define Turkey. What do you mean Turkey of the Year? Are we talking like the fattest, plumpest Minifan? Or are we talking turkey like a
like a goose? You know when we call someone a goose? You're a fucking goose.
Acting like a goose, yeah. You're fucking turkey.
Yeah.
Steve from Gloucester's a good one. I've had my running battles with him on the chat, so I can't really look away from that.
What do you think about like a yellow shirt guy 2.0 or a Joe the pizza guy?
Oh, the guy that went into studio to do the producers thing and wasn't even fucking listening.
Yeah, and then he got brought back a few months ago.
Yellow t-shirt guy just disappeared, but that's the problem.
Well, I've got some
I
breaking
don't think
news.
he did. Yeah,
with some breaking news.
Oh, he's somewhere on Twitter, but like
no, he's actually my agent. We'll get to it. I think Steve from Gloucester the clear Turkey of the Year. like just a dummy, just a
And he's gonna-
goddamn fucking dummy. And you just dress him up in a turkey outfit, that fat fuck, and watch him gobble, gobble, gobble. I mean,
And then he does the same
sensitive,
shit.
fat prick, perfect turkey of the year.
He's doing the
Dumb.
same shit on the Burn Barrel World as well in the chat. He's
Yeah.
just such a fucking pussy. Like, oh, you know, it's too much for me. I'm gonna just go away now. And then the next fucking message they play is that prick. Like, either go away or not. No one gives a shit
And
if
you're
you
a
go
big
away.
Mick guy.
Yeah, but that's different because he's actually got talent. I like Brondavage podcast. The consistency pod was bullshit. It was too scripted. It's literally it was just like he was reading from a fucking book.
I think that was the funniest part of it.
Yeah, but I think they're on similar ballparks of people that
slightly, but
yeah, but Mick's way more endearing and
he's got talent.
We'll actually fight. Like Mick will actually.
Yeah, Steve from Gloucester. You start going back at him, and he's just like, "Whoa, oh, I need to take a break. It's going to private on Twitter.
Hey,
I'm a pussy." Yeah, hey, guy, come on, Fazul. I don't know. That's
all right. So that was Ted's questions. Thank you, Ted. Roscoe, he asked me about Kane. I think I went into that. John in Warren, have you signed a contract extension as official booking agent, or will your position be eliminated after Thanksgiving? Hang up and listen. So, look, at this stage, I will not be seeking an extension, but I woke up and I didn't realize Yellow Shirt Guy was my representative, but I was in a DM with Yellow Shirt Guy and Kirk, and Yellow Shirt Guy is demanding I stay on and I should be paid 10 grand a year to do the booking agent job. What?
Are you being serious? Is that true? Do you really got that message?
Yes. Yeah, absolutely.
But Kirk was involved in that message too. So
what?
Out him. Who is it?
I think I'm not doxing people. It's been said before who Yellow Shirt Guy is. Certain Twitter account that you would have seen many, many times. And Yellow Shirt Guy is a friend of not this show, but Minifandom. You know, I like the guy. It's got a certain charm to him.
Did he create the group chat with Kirk in
it? Yeah, absolutely. And look, I'm willing to consider that, Kirk. If you want, Don, clip it. So, yeah, I'm willing to look at an extension if I'm paid 10 grand a year. But other than that, I'm out at Thanksgiving.
I'm ready to find out who's on the next show the day before it happens because Menace is out.
I've loved doing it. And
been good at it.
I'm busy. I'm a busy guy. I got stuff to do. And
peak cricket season right now, guys, for those of you who care in the States, which is 0 people except for these two.
And I was only offered, it was a temporary position till Thanksgiving, so I'm just not seeking extension. I've been really proud to be a part of it.
When is Thanksgiving?
I don't know if that means I'm eligible for Minifan of the Year again, so maybe if it is, I'll retract my statements at the top of the show where I said I don't want to win it.
I don't care anymore.
Yeah, I'm happy to win it 5 years in a row. I think it'd be some kind of achievement. But yes, to answer your question, John. So John is booked, I think, for the Monday of Thanksgiving week. So I think they're doing Monday, Tuesday. The Tuesday, I was thinking Turkey of the Year. Like, wouldn't it be great for Steve Augusta to come in?
It's not happening.
He's never going to do it.
Who?
It'd be great. Steve from Gloucester, yeah.
Steve will do it if I ask him.
You
really
reckon?
Kirk would do it.
I think Kirk would be the least of the obstacles there.
No, I think just last time, Turkey of the Year, gobble, gobble, gobble. Let's get that fat fuck in. Maybe when I ask him, I'll be a bit nicer.
I think Kirk's been really.
You're going to move on from John. You saw Mike and the Minifans a couple of weeks ago with John from Scranton, Beanbag Ryan, Montante was on there.
Yeah.
And John and Warren.
Yep.
Don't you think John led that show, John and Warren? What are your thoughts on him as a potential Mike and the Minifans host?
I don't think he can do it. He's got little kids.
Why?
Like, he just can't do it.
Yeah, time.
It's fucking bedtime on a Friday night. And like, you tell your wife, I'm going to host some free show on YouTube with little kids.
When does he do
when
the
you
drips?
have little kids. What?
They do the drips like the same time, no?
Yeah, but they've been only doing it once every 2 weeks because he's busy. I think it's harder for him than you think. Like,
but you're right. He would host it well.
Yeah.
I think he's perfect to go in studio once a month. Cinema Lords is booked, I think.
Good. Cinema Lords, he's always good in studio.
Yeah. So see, I've
Oh,
spoken to him. He's a once a month guy for me.
You know what would make it amazing, man, is if you could pull it off. Cinema Lords,
Yes.
Steve from Gloucester.
Oh,
Ooh, that would be a good one.
Just
Cinema
saying,
would do it.
Kirk's been incredible with letting you go. Like some of the people you've booked, I thought he was going to veto.
fuck, what is this?
The Kirk from Bristol one, the Kevin from Bristol one is just, that's just an ongoing bit because he knows it gets to Kevin from Bristol. But if you book Steve from Gloucester, he's not going to say no. You could book anyone right now except for him, Kevin, and I think you'd get he'd let it happen. So I just agree. Kevin's great on Twitter and he's good in the world, but I don't know how good he's going to be in studio. Not going to lie.
So I've got representation now. So if there's other people out there in the showbiz world that are looking for a booking agent, go through Yellow Shirt Guy and talk to me. I kind
of wish I was in Boston right now. I wonder if you could get me on the show.
Absolutely could. I'll book you both in.
Me and Steve from Gloucester. That'd be fun. I could go at him.
And the last question, George in Hoboken. What is the voting system for Minifan of the Year? And why does it not follow this protocol? Point-based allocation system. This is where Minifans are crazy.
Oh, yeah.
Kirk's vote worth 15 points. Each Minifan in top 50s vote 1 point. Fan survey through show Twitter accounts 5 points.
So you would
everybody in the top 50 has to vote?
Yeah.
And then you would put all of the top 10, say, on one poll, and the winner would get an extra 5 votes. So I wouldn't care if you got a 90% of the vote, you just get 5 points.
Can I say I kind of like this?
That's not. I read it and I'm like, this isn't like Men is led with this is crazy. Minifans are crazy, but I thought it was a really solid, solid thing. Like, it's just in the top 50. You're not going to get Murchison to vote. There's so many people on that list that are enemies that aren't going to be able to vote. So you got to figure out, how many actual votes from the top 50.
Yeah, it's true.
Unless you do a Minifan top 50 list, not a KMS top 50.
Okay, and actually, this is the first Aussie Minifan show since the KMS top 50. I think, all in all, excellent job. I mean, I'm so pleased with the result this year. I think it's a solid list. Everybody has different opinions. No lists are going to be the same, but I think, overall, Freddie Lynn, Mama Kay, myself, and to a much lesser extent, Ned Snark did a great job.
I mean, as I've thought about it in the moment, Steve from Gloucester probably deserves, as much as I don't like him, deserves to be on that list because he generated a lot of content.
Yeah, and he'll be out next year. Like if
it's only a 1 year thing. It's not bringing him back either. Like she's just on a list. Murchison, I hate that bloke, but he's on the list, and I agree with it. So I'll walk back my Steve from Gloucester.
What's your top 5, each of you, to end this? So while you're thinking else, mine was obviously Kirk, Blind Mike, Justin, Dave Cullinane. Oh no, Steve Robinson, Dave Cullinane. I'm probably, actually Dave Cullinane, Steve Robinson. So 4 Dave, 5 Steve. But
I just changed Dave and Steve.
Yeah.
That's exactly where I'm at. But it seems like a hot take. Like, but people having Justin 3 seem like a hot take. He's been around.
It's longevity for me.
I didn't like Freddie Lynn's argument of okay, but it was 5 shows a week in the first year and 2 years or whatever. Like it's more the entire 5 years. Like every day counts,
Yep.
Yeah, and that's why there was a disagreement within the panel, but the average out ended up at Steve at 3, which I thought was a good compromise. Like, okay, Freddie thinks he should be 2. Mama Kay had him 4 or something like me.
I got him 4.
Yeah.
But how did the weighting work? Because to have I like the guy, but Tim and Canton 6, I think he was. Is that right? Yeah. How does that work?
Well,
I don't think that's bad, but Tim's.
Yeah, but he feels more like a 15 or something,
No. Like for the first, he's been the number 1 Minifan.
Yeah.
For the whole show, and even this year he's had a relatively quiet year, and. He's still in things. He still calls up. He still drives content. He was there for the election night. I just think
the man had a heart attack.
Yeah,
called in the show 2 days later.
That's true. Yeah. That's true. I just feel like a lot of this list was very 2019, 2020 based. It was very Steve Robinson era.
Because Ned Snark was there.
I don't think so at all.
I mean, Tim and Canton's been around forever. He's been he's KNC days, man. He wasn't Captain Hunglo. He was someone else. But the shit.
But that
he used
was
to give
ruled
Mutt-
out. That was ruled out though. as a part
So
of this
Clemmer
league.
was 7. Clemmer was 7. Murchison 8. Montante 9. People have said that's too high, but I think if you look at the sum of Montante's input in the show, it's okay. Maybe you can quibble, but and then Jeff Lowe at 10.
I agreed with that, and Mutt outside of the 10.
Yeah, exactly.
Because he's through the KMS world. Yeah, he's big in Kirk's life, but he's really only acknowledged the world the last 2 years.
Yeah. So some of the things I swapped around. So Dale Arnold was, I think, at 21, and Polar was at 28. And I just swapped them. I said, I think Polar should be but with the like Freddie, there's video of Freddie saying, "Manners, I'm on board with your changes." I just thought,
all right.
This needed to be a live stream. Honest to God.
Where the fuck was the video?
It's on Twitter. So I posted it.
The whole video?
No, just the video of him saying that. That's the reason. See, this is part of the thing that annoyed me. We were waiting for Ned Snark for half an hour. So I didn't start recording because we didn't really start talking. I'm like, we'll record it when Ned's here. And then he never showed up. So, I had Polar. I moved Polar up from 28 to 21 because I just thought, like, Dale Arnold's not 21, really.
I don't know. They're calling him at live shows and saying, fuck you.
Oh, yeah. But I think Polar's higher.
Dale Bear.
I think Polar's higher. And Polar's been around for years.
He's always mentioned Polar too. But before he came into the world, he would always talk about how he was friends with Amy Poehler's brother.
Yeah. So, I mean, I was happy with the list. I mean, things like...
Cinema Lord's not being on it was a crime.
I don't agree with that.
I don't agree with that either. I think even like someone like Beanbag Ron, like lovely guy. Like it's a good argument that he's not on the list.
Yeah, like there was, I think they're in your 50 to 60, 50 to 65.
Yeah, right.
Category.
Now that you mentioned Beanbag Ron, they are probably the same person.
Well, Ron is in there. Ron's at 44.
That's exactly my point.
See, I would have had Cinema Lords high. I think Cinema Lords, because the beef that Cinema Lords had with Steve from Gloucester, he was fun on the show, the car keys bits. I think.
Yeah, well, look, I guess.
In an Aussie 50 list.
But look, I guess in hindsight, if everybody's saying Cinema Lords, that's probably the area. But I think overall, like if you're just missing Cinema Lords, that's not the like. I think they got the list.
Actually, no, I agree with Josh and James not being in there. It wasn't long enough.
Josh didn't even listen to the show.
Yeah, it wasn't long enough. He was.
They were considered. They were considered.
Again, 50, 55-ish, maybe 55 to 60. Like,
I think Matt Carano at 29 is a bit high. Like, I think next year he could just disappear. If he has a year where, but overall,
but is that going to anger the LGBTQIA+2 spirit members of the Minifan world? Like, you got one of their people in there right now. Unless you bring Tommy Quinn in.
I think Mama Kay could. Speaking of, the lack of representation in this list, is apart from Shirley, is there a female?
It's a very white
Julie.
list.
I guess there's two. So Julie, Shirley.
Is everybody white on the list?
Three women so far. So there's 3 females.
There's definitely people, right? Like,
would you have Lauren Lynn on your list?
Black people.
On it.
Yeah, Kirk removed her, right?
Yeah, no. She's a 0. She's just.
You guys haven't mended fences yet, have you? The second that happens, she's back in the top 10.
Yeah.
She's the queen of the middle ladies, She's got to be top 10.
She's a babe. All right. Well, anyway, I just want to, anything else you guys want to talk about before we end this show? It's done really well. Got an hour and a half.
Any new network shows you got coming up? Speaking of
cricket season's coming, so cricket season.
You just don't give a fuck?
Well, I'm just like, no, of course I don't give a fuck. Sorry, of course I do give a fuck.
Right, yeah.
Yeah. This is why, I just got busy, so I don't have time to.
I mean, it's cricket season for John from Scranton too. That's why he's busy. So.
Yeah. Well, I guess you guys do not have any more topics.
No, I raised my topic, man. Ben Herbstreit. R.I.P. man. Vale.
Well, everybody, thanks for tuning in to this episode of the Aussie Minifan Show. Jamie, Jackson, take care. Thank you.